Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Congress seems like it's sitting on a time bomb. Is it a matter of time before the Congress will be completely annihilated? Is the crumbling of the grand old party now imminent? These are some of the very basic questions lingering in the political minds of the country. In fact, people are asking these questions on the street. Why am I saying this? Because from Rajasthan to Karnataka, the Congress party is failing, or should I say, failed to get its house in order. In Rajasthan, Sachin Pilot was on a mission to ground the top man of the state, Ashok Gehlot. He made it clear that the ties between him and the Rajasthan Chief Minister have reached a point of no return. With his one-day dharna against his own government for not acting against the corruption of the previous BJP government, which was promised in the last elections, Sachin Pilot sent out a strong message to the party's high command. Listen in to Sachin Pilot, the young Turk once celebrated, today possibly extremely frustrated.
जहाँ वो शासन है वहाँ मैं खुद कई मर्तबा गया हूँ भाजपा शासित प्रदेशों में, वहाँ जाके हमने अपनी बात को रखा है। और जब चाहे हिमाचल हो, चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो, चाहे गुजरात हो, जहाँ भी हम गए हैं, हमने भाजपा के करप्शन को, स्कैंडल्स को उजागर करने का काम किया है। और इसी काम को हम राजस्थान में करना चाहते हैं कि जब भाजपा का शासन था तो बहुत करप्शन हुआ था और वसुंधरा इसके जिम्मेदार हैं। उन स्पेसिफिक जो हमने उजागर किए थे मामले, उस पर कार्रवाई हुई नहीं, इसको लेकर आज मैंने अनशन किया था।
Rahul Gandhi, of course, was busy flexing muscles in his past constituency, former constituency, call it what you will, in Wayanad. Both Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra were greeted by a large crowd in Wayanad. He thundered that the BJP can take away his parliamentary member tag, but that will not stop him from representing Wayanad. But when asked about the rumblings in Rajasthan, he seemed to be at a loss for words. However, Priyanka Gandhi's political advisor, Acharya Pramod Krishnam, was seen taking Pilot's side. In fact, he tweeted earlier in the day saying that how can fight against corruption be seen against party activity? And he said also that Anshan mein umda jan sailab, which means many supporters came to support Rahul, to support Sachin Pilot. Listen in to Rahul Gandhi, of course, avoiding the questions on Sachin Pilot. On the other hand, in the national capital, Congress was busy training its guns at Prime Minister Narendra Modi rather than troubleshooting in Rajasthan. Sonia Gandhi actually wrote an article in a leading newspaper sniping at the Prime Minister, accusing the Modi government of systematically dismantling pillars of democracy. Despite the Supreme snub, she still made centre misusing agencies as the fulcrum of her attack on the Modi Sarkar. But the Congress implosion is not just limited to Rajasthan, a fact that probably escaped the top rungs of the Congress party. From Rajasthan, go to Karnataka and polls around the corner, but Siddaramaiah, DK Shiv Kumar, or maybe even Mallikarjun Kharge, who will be the chief ministerial face, is something the party is still grappling with. All of them sticking to the ground and sticking to their guns, looking for a solution. And not just Rajasthan and Karnataka, we'll talk about Chhattisgarh. T.S. Singhdeo versus Bhupesh Baghel has been part of Congress's folklore. So with Sachin Pilot taking up cudgels, it might just act for a cue for other states and other leaders to actually raise their baton and their red flags as well. The BJP, of course, was quick to call it Kissa Kursi Ka. Listen in.
Sachin Pilot is fasting. He is protesting against the Congress government in Rajasthan. The fact is this. In my hand, the BJP leader in Rajasthan, Satish Punia ji, he reminded Ashok Gehlot ji.
The Congress party has had an internal feud and a Mahabharat running from day one. And that is for the Congress party to see how they are going to reconcile the contradictions in their own government. As a result of this Mahabharat in the Congress party, governance has gone for a 6, law and order has gone for a 6, and the state is suffering on every count.
Congress is currently having a culture where anybody who is not falling in that particular line are sidelined. They are not taken into confidence. I don't know what is the internal scenario in Rajasthan.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question we are asking on the Newshour tonight: is it total disarray on display in the Congress party? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Colonel Rajavardhan Rathore, Member of Parliament and former Minister from the BJP. Also joining us tonight, Tushar Gupta, Senior Editor of the Swarajya magazine. Jay Mruk, Cephalogist and Political Analyst. Tehseen Poonawala, Political Analyst. But my first question goes to Congress Leader, Mr. Kamru Choudhury. Mr. Kamru Choudhury, do you know how bad it looks when your own former Deputy Chief Minister sits on a dharna against his own Chief Minister, and on an issue that can put everybody on the defensive in your party, which is corruption? And this time he is saying you're not even acting on the corrupt BJP former Chief Minister. That's his allegation, clearly showing you in poor light that corruption is really not the Congress's mission or agenda at all.
Navika, first and foremost, let me put it this way. You know, the mango season comes every year. Within the family, there will always be bound to be dispute as to how you eat the mango. Choose ke khaye ya kaat kar khaye. So it is within the family. You don't have to be judgmental as of now what's exactly happening in Rajasthan.
तो आप चूस रहे हो कि काट रहे हो?
Sachin Pilot, the point
Sachin Pilot आपका मैंगो है, चूस रहे हो कि काट रहे हो?
That will time will tell. Why are you getting agitated, Navika? I'm just citing an analogy. Within the family, there is always bound to be disputes, and that's the beauty of the family. Sachin Pilot has never praised Bharatiya Janata Party. In fact, it is criticizing the corruption charges of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So the Bharatiya Janata Party need not be gleeful out here and saying that, look, Sachin Pilot is going to walk away from the Congress party. No. Sachin Pilot is my leader as well as Ashok Gehlot ji. Both are very tall leaders of the party, and we will sort that out.
And it doesn't matter to you that the Rajasthan chief said that Sachin Pilot should not sit on a dharna. He still goes ahead, sits on the dharna, agitates and does an unshun, a hunger strike against his own government despite a diktat from the leadership of the party, and then says, I will not speak to anybody, I will only speak to the party president or Rahul or Priyanka Gandhi. So what's going on?
No, the dharna that was there was for a legitimate cause. That is nothing in that. What was Sachin Pilot's moot point out here? Look, BJP has used its central government agencies to hound the Congress leaders, particularly Rahul Gandhi, even going to the extent of kicking him out of the parliament as well as his house. Now, why should the Congress government go soft against the corruption charges that are there against the Vasundhara Raje government? Why are we going soft on that? Why should not be strict action? So this is a sign of impatience within a
I don't understand. Chit bhi meri, pat bhi meri nahi ho sakti. I want to ask you, Rajavardhan Rathore, Sachin Pilot is, waving this red flag, but Ashok Gehlot is not. And Kamru Choudhury is trying to justify, all is well, this is just a family tutu meme. Nobody should really take this very seriously. How do you respond?
See, देखिए, this is all politically driven. It is for the last 4 years, their only focus, and all of them, the Congress party in Rajasthan, their only focus has been to maintain CMship, maintain power. Of course, within themselves, there has been a tussle that, no, I want to be the chief minister, and no, I must continue as the chief minister. This whole tussle is going on. And before I sort of describe these things, this is common in Congress everywhere. Before I come to that, the whole argument given by one of their leaders who sat on an unshan today is that, I'm so clean, and we fought on a certain agenda, and then you, my own party, have not been able to sort of live up to what was required to be done. Let me puncture that first. So I'll give you the analogy that when 2014 BJP was fighting the elections, in its own manifesto, it said very clearly, the moment we come to power, we are going to investigate these Sikh riots that happened in Delhi. And one of the first decisions of Modi Sarkar was to investigate there. Now, if Sachin Pilot was the PCC chief and he felt the allegations that he is now remembering in retrospect after such a long time was so important and critical, why did he not specifically put it in their manifesto? इन्होंने अपने manifesto में नहीं डाला. क्यों नहीं डाला? जब इतनी महत्वपूर्ण बात थी जो आज वो याद कर रहे हैं, तो अपने मैनिफेस्टो में क्यों नहीं डाला? That is number one. Number two, his letter, the first letter that he wrote to Chief Minister of Rajasthan, his own party, was March 22, 2022. They came in power in December of 2018. दिसंबर 2018 के बाद में 2022 में ये पत्र लिखते हैं, 3.5 साल बाद में, 5 साल का तो पूरा कार्यकाल ही है, उसमें 3.5 साल बाद ये अपना पत्र लिखते हैं. तब तक तो भावतोल चल रहा था, नहीं, सब कुछ की डीलिंग्स हो रही थी. Then he realized things are going out of his hand, so he wrote this letter. Why so late? And on these fabricated allegations, which are no allegations at all. Now, what about? He's completely missed out in his quest for usurping more power for himself, and this is routine in Congress. He's completely forgotten about the paper leaks that have happened in Rajasthan, the rapes that are happening in Rajasthan. Rajasthan number one, by the way, in the entire country, and the loss to the farmers that has happened. He's forgotten all of that. Kanhaiya Lal ki gardan kaati gayi. Yahan pe algavwadi pure Rajasthan mein ghoom rahe. He forgets everything about all of them, and then remembers something which he did not even state for 3.5 years. So this is the fact of the person who says, I'm so clean and you did not do it. He is equally responsible. He's completely responsible that he, along with his government, did not take care of Rajasthan. And Rajasthan was not an issue at all. They forgot Rajasthan. They only remembered power and usurping more power. Now this is something which is common to Congress.
Your party was extremely keen on taking him on board at one point in time. That it didn't work out. Well, that's part of folklore again, but the fact is you also wanted him on board.
No.
Even today,
the fact is that there is a disease in Congress and nobody wants that disease.
Sachin Pilot.
Let's be very clear about it.
That's the hypocrisy, you know.
Now, what is the disease?
When was I praising Sachin Pilot? When was I praising Sachin? Listen to me very clearly. Your leader, Congress ka leader, the first time he faulted one was he wanted to destabilize the government. He faulted then. He faulted when overnight he wanted to change power. He faulted the second time. Now in this unshan, he's faulted the third time. He's completely exposed. It is your leader. He's your political leader in Congress.
Well, so let me get in,
this is what is happening in Congress in Rajasthan. You just want more power. That is all.
Let me get in Tehseen Poonawala. Tehseen Poonawala, now I want to be the devil's advocate and I want to ask you, this is not just about Sachin Pilot versus Ashok Gehlot. This is actually Rahul Gandhi versus Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Simply because Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's political advisor, Acharya Pramod Krishnam, tweets, supports Sachin Pilot, says Jan Sailab umda hua hai aur bhrashtachaar ki baatein uthani sahi hoti hai, it can never be against the party. So he is supporting Sachin Pilot. There are reports, I don't know if it's true or not, but Priyanka Gandhi Vadra spoke to Sachin Pilot, people say today. And on the other hand, the High Command doesn't want Ashok Gehlot to be disturbed. So is it really now from the party into the family or from the family into the party? What's going on in the Congress?
Namaskar, Navika ji. At the onset, it's good to have Colonel Rathore with us on the show because he served our country both as an army man and as an Olympian. So great to be debating with him. But two or three issues. As much as the BJP and the Honorable Member of Parliament may believe that the BJP is winning Rajasthan, that's not happening. Take it from me, Navika ji. Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, it's a Congress wave. It's a Congress wave. And the BJP is rattled. Therefore, it is laughable that Sachin Pilot, whatever, he put it in the manifesto, did not put it, wrote a letter in 2022, he is protesting against Vasundhara Raje's government and the corruption there. And the people attacking him and supporting, attacking him is the BJP. That shows the BJP is rattled with his move. This itself has exposed the BJP completely. Whether he put it, they wrote a letter in 2022 or 2021 is immaterial. He's attacking the BJP. He's exposing the BJP.
All right. What about Priyanka Gandhi Vadra's political advisor who's attacking the party?
I will add something to it. I will add something to it. And I concede to your point. And in fact, Kamru also tweeted to something I tweeted, that notice to or that statement against Sachin Pilot ji was unfortunate because Sachin Pilot ji was fighting the BJP. So sometimes I agree that there are some people in the Congress who sort of tend to overreact at things. But I can assure you today on your channel, there is absolutely no dispute. Just give me 30 seconds more and I'll finish. Unlike the BJP, where, and I take the Honorable Member of Parliament to Assam, Navika ji, I was with you, the BJP won a majority and they had to remove a sitting Chief Minister Sonowal ji. Himanta Biswa Sharma ji, you know what happened, ma'am, he refused. He said, I will not come in the center. They had to change 3 Chief Ministers of Uttarakhand. The Chief Minister of Gujarat did not know he was removed as Chief Minister in the entire cabinet until he got in touch with Times Now. He saw in Times Now breaking that he's been removed. That Congress works in a democratic process. Now I understand that the BJP does not understand democracy. It does not understand freedom of choice. But that's okay. They will learn. But to the Honorable MP, the Congress is swaying.
Washing your dirty linen in public is called democracy, Tushar Gupta. Sare sadak par baith ke, and no decision gets taken. For 5 years, Sachin Pilot says no decision is being taken. That's the story in Chhattisgarh. That's the story in Karnataka. That's the story in Rajasthan. And they are now saying overnight how do changes happen in BJP. You know, what are they saying?
Navika, I'll paraphrase a famous meme on the internet to explain what's going on with the Congress party. Who are we? We are confused. What do we want? We want to oppose everything in the name of opposition. How do we want to do it? We don't know. The Congress doesn't know what it wants really from its ground level leaders. You know, they can blame the BJP. Tehseen wants to blame the BJP. There was no BJP in Punjab. What happened with Captain Amrinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu? You replace Captain Amrinder Singh with Navjot Singh Sidhu only to replace Navjot Singh Sidhu with Charanjit Singh Channi, who ends up losing 2 of the seats he contests from in the state assembly elections. That's Punjab. In Madhya Pradesh, Rahul Gandhi gets all philosophical. Time and patience and, you know, all very magnetic words like that. What happens? A year and a half later, the government collapses. Scindia is with the BJP. And he says that he was not getting his due in the Congress. The Congress was not working in the larger national interest. Now, what's happening in Chhattisgarh? The same story. In Karnataka, the 2 leaders don't get along. In Rajasthan, Sachin Pilot versus Ashok Gehlot has become an annual affair. And while Kamru Choudhury might want to call it a family dispute, I want to understand in which family is a rebel called Gaddar. ये कैसी फैमिली है भाई कि अगर आप पार्टी के अगेंस्ट रिवोल्ट करते हैं, पार्टी में अपनी छवि को और बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, लीडरशिप कंटेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, आप गद्दार हो जाते हैं. Look, Navika, the maths is really simple here. Can Ashok Gehlot win Rajasthan again for the Congress? Can he get at least half of the Lok Sabha seats in 24? We don't know. The Congress is in a better position to judge that. About Sachin Pilot, can he win the election for Rajasthan for himself and his party, not on behalf of Ashok Gehlot, but on his own merit? Can he do that? Can he win more Lok Sabha seats for the Congress? That is the only decision the Congress has to take when selecting the future
or deciding of the past. But they're not willing to do that. Instead, what do we have? अरे बीजेपी ने ऐसा कर दिया, वहां ऐसा हो गया. अरे लीडर्स आपके पार्टी छोड़े, one by one, beat उत्तर प्रदेश, beat कर्नाटका, beat महाराष्ट्र,
true, absolutely true, and the winnability,
one after the other.
Winnability is the question. Then we have, our resident cephalogist Jay Mrug joining the show. So Jay, number game, it's always over to you. Do you think Sachin Pilot today has as much support in Rajasthan as he did in 2018? Is this why he is flexing his muscles? Number one, because many people felt he should have gotten his due in 2018, but that, few seats short, and then the statesman Ashok Gehlot coming in, bringing in a few independents, etc., etc., etc. We all know what happened. Do you think this time around it is Sachin Pilot's groundswell versus Ashok Gehlot's groundswell, and how do they two stack up?
No, now if you look at Sachin Pilot's region of influence, it's mostly the eastern parts of Rajasthan. I think हमें इतिहास से सीखना चाहिए, Navika. If you look at history, more than Sachin Pilot, okay, one of the most biggest mobilizations in eastern Rajasthan was the Gujar reservation agitation by Colonel Baisla, right? Tell me one thing, it had such a large mobilization. Did both Congress and the BJP not succeed in maneuvering around it? जो कांग्रेस एंड बीजेपी का cyclical pattern है, which is from 1998, BJP, Congress, BJP, that pattern did not change. I mean, so even if there was such a focused and motivational issue with, a community backing it, it was not possible to alter the political games. That's reality number one. The political cycle did not change. वो reality number one है. Therefore, how much the bravado helps of Mr. Sachin Pilot, we really do not know. Point number two. 2003 was the first time the BJP upset the Congress apple cart in Rajasthan by winning a majority. उससे पहले जो भी BJP सरकार बनी, it used to always be, short of a majority, somehow cobbled up. That time the BJP's lead over the Congress was 3%. In 2013, it increased to 11%. Now, look at this data. After 2003, however, that is when the Vasundhara era dawns in Rajasthan, the BJP loses the elections to Congress only by narrow margins. They lost 2008 by 2.5% vote. They lost 2018 by just 1.6% vote. And they, succeeded in restricting to the Congress to 100 or a sub 100 number. 2008 में 96 आई थी, 2018 में they got 100. So the question is, if the Congress is skating on such thin ice, I mean, the perfect term to describe it is thin ice, can it even afford this little whiff of dissidence? I do not know. I think that's a big question mark for the Congress.
Well, so Kamru Choudhury, the very, oft used question on WhatsApp forwards, it's just a meme that's going around. They say, हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं, and then they write in bracket कभी-कभी BJP, जीत के हारने वाले को कांग्रेस कहते हैं. In Karnataka, you have trouble brewing. Right now you may be ahead in various polls, but who knows what's going to happen in Karnataka. And Rajasthan, as Jay Mrug says, you're on thin ice. So who is this helping, this, loggerheads war in the open between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot?
Navika, we cannot tackle a problem with such a simplistic viewpoint. You have got a case of Jagdish Shettar in Karnataka also. So the problem is there in everything. Let me cite an example of Assam. Sarbanjana Sonowal was a sitting chief minister, as Tehsin also pointed out. Now what happened was that Hemanta Biswa Sharma, the ambitious chief minister at present, he wanted to be the chief minister. So what did the BJP do? They brought Sonowal from the state and put him up in the central government. The Congress does not have that luxury right now. So there is bound to be a problem out there in adjusting its tallest leaders. To be the devil's advocate in this case particularly, Now coming to the vote share percentages, all these things, this is all about perception. If the Congress in the next 6 months is able to resurrect the view that the Vasundhara Raje Scindia government that was earlier of the BJP in the state is a corrupt government, then the perceptions of 3 to 4% will easily be swinging in the Congress's favor. Now the point of dispute between Ashok Gehlot ji and Sachin Pilot ji is the difference of patience. We have got an impatient Sachin Pilot leader who along with me is fighting a very, very tough political battle against the RSS and the BJP in the country. Along with us, millions of other workers are impatient to throw away BJP from the power and the RSS from the power. We need to get back our India. So that's what we are fighting for. And Ashok Gehlot is one
somebody,
such seasonal politician.
You are saying that the swing in the votes will happen if you are able to prove the point on corruption of the Vasundhara government. Okay, great strategy. But the person who's trying to swing that vote, uska to bat swing ho gaya and hit wicket ho gaya. Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore, how does that logic sound to you?
देखिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बातचीत हो रही थी. ये चौधरी साहब बता रहे थे कि पूरा फोकस सचिन का बीजेपी की तरफ है, लेकिन पूरा फोकस तो 4 साल से कांग्रेस की तरफ ही था. इट वाज विद इन हिज ओन पार्टी दैट ही वाज कंप्लीटली फोकस्ड. सो आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस. बट एक चीज माननी पड़ेगी, राहुल गांधी हैज सक्सीडेड इन वन थिंग. द होल कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द गांधी फैमिली रिमेनिंग सुप्रीम is by divide and rule, and so he's managed to do that, managed to continue that. जहां पे लड़ाई नहीं होती वहां लड़ाई करवा देते हैं, जैसे पंजाब, और जहां लड़ाई है वहां उसको सिमर पे रखते हैं कि ये भी नहीं वो भी नहीं, लड़ते रहो आपस के अंदर. चुनाव बिल्कुल नजदीक आ गया है सर पर, लेकिन गांधी परिवार इज नॉट लीनिंग टुवर्ड्स आइदर ऑफ दीज पीपल. Sometimes it is Gehlot Saab, sometimes it is Sachin. But you see, so who is suffering at the end? This is a power game just for survival of the Gandhi family itself. The family that is completely is out on a bail actually. Not the family, Rahul Gandhi is out on a bail, Sonia Gandhi is out on a bail. They have a corruption charges. And look, Sachin Pilot is talking about corruption here. But nevertheless, so this is all about survival within Congress. So they have forgotten about electoral politics. That comes secondary. पहले कम से कम कांग्रेस के अंदर तो मजबूत हो, फिर चुनाव देखी जाएगी जैसा होगा. That is their concept. They have forgotten about राजस्थान. तो ये जितने भी आंकड़े मैं बता रहा हूं ना कि पीने का पानी पिलाने के लिए रेगिस्तान के अंदर, पूरे भारत के अंदर राजस्थान सबसे लास्ट में है. Although they have received, Rajasthan government has received 27,000 crores from the central government, but spent only 5,000 crores. But yeah, this is not important ना. ये development वाली चीजें कहाँ important होती है? ये सब important है. ड्रामा करना, लेना कि मैं मर गया, मैं बेचारा रह गया. बेचारा कैसे रह गया? 3 साल बाद तो पत्र लिखा है आपने. उससे पहले तो आपकी वो चल रही थी डील, कभी इधर से कभी प्रियंका से मिलना, कभी राहुल से मिलना. दोनों घास नहीं डाल रहे थे या इतनी नहीं डाल रहे थे कि आप ताकतवर हो जाएं. कभी अचानक से रात को कू डिटैट होने वाला था राजस्थान के अंदर और फिर पूरा उल्टा पड़ गया. तो ये जो बता रहे ना कि जो पीपल्स पावर बिहाइंड सचिन, वो एक तरह से तो तब होता है ना जब एमएलए आपके साथ हो. फाइनली एमएलए आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग द पीपल. तो क्या हुआ फिर? So this is what is Congress, unfortunately, and that is why Congress is getting demolished everywhere. It's as simple as that.
Well, Tehseen, you can't fault that logic.
No, of course, I can take on the Honorable MP.
Ji.
By the same very logic that the Honorable MP gave, the highest unemployment in 45 years is today in India. So by that logic, the most Honorable Prime Minister should be held responsible. By the same logic that the Honorable MP gave, C.T. Ravi made a public statement that tickets will not be distributed on any BJP leaders' breakfast or dinner table, and Honorable Amit Shah ji had to go to Yadurappa ji's house and sit on breakfast to distribute the tickets. And we know Ishwarappa ji today resigned, and what happened behind that. So there are disputes in every political party. It's not that it's not in the BJP, and I concede to the point that the BJP at this moment solves it because there's something to give in the center, the Congress doesn't. But to blame this on the central leadership is unfair. Now, let's come to the larger point that the Honorable MP is making. He's saying, look, Rajasthan is behind on the index of development. Fair enough. Then why are you accusing Sachin Pilot? By your logic, Honorable MP, if Sachin Pilot was revolting against the Congress, he was not joining the BJP because you're attacking Sachin Pilot.
But
so
nobody is attacking Mr. Sachin Pilot.
No.
Everybody is asking questions on what is going on. Can you care to explain? It's been on simmer. This entire battle between Sachin Pilot versus the Congress party has been going on for 4 years. And Tushar Gupta, Nobody is able
Alika
to
ji, can
say.
I just take 10 seconds more?
No, nobody.
Just 10 seconds more.
No, you've got 4.5 years in Rajasthan. अभी तक sort नहीं हुआ. 10 seconds में क्या हो जाएगा? तुषार.
Navika, 3 points. Point number 1. If Sachin Pilot had to make the government in Rajasthan or had to assert power, he would have done it by now. 4.5 साल इंतजार नहीं होता, करना होता, कर चुके होते. सिंधिया जी ने भी करा था. Point number 2, it's hilarious that the Congress in the same breath says, अरे ये तो हमारा family dispute है, और फिर बीजेपी वालों से ये भी पूछते रहे आप उनको पोच क्यों कर रहे हैं. And point number 3, because Kamru Choudhury was talking about the perception of the BJP, I must take this opportunity to remind him that in 2019, the number of seats the Congress won in Rajasthan was 0. And it's not even about the number here, it was about the margins. The lowest margin by which the Congress lost was 78,000 votes. बाकी सीटों में कहीं 1 लाख वोटों से हार रहे हैं, 2 लाख वोटों से हारे हैं, एक जगह 6 लाख वोटों से हारे हैं. तो ये जो परसेप्शन की बात कर रहे हैं, that is not working on the ground. What is only visible on the ground is that Congress is a divided house and it is not fit to rule the state for the next 5 years. That's all.
Well, so Jaimrukh, my question to you is at a national level. We have Rajasthan state elections coming up. We also have the Lok Sabha elections coming up. Not to forget Karnataka, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh on the way. Where do you see the Congress party going? Especially in states like Karnataka, where they sense an opportunity, and states like Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. Is the Rajasthan story, is the overall implosion story going to affect it largely pan-India?
No, see, pan-India, I see a very different story panning out. The Congress now suffers from a very limited footprint. Okay, this is what they used to accuse the BJP of in the early 90s. कि आपका footprint ही ज़्यादा नहीं है, you won't get. Today the shoe is on the other foot. The Congress suffers from that. The BJP, on the other hand, now has a well-spread base enough to compensate of some changes or low anti-incumbency in some one area to be compensated off with a growing party base in another area. So actually, nationally at a net level, I do not see the BJP a loser at all. In fact, what the Congress is seeing is, what we call in the language of optimization, local optima or local maxima and local minima. That's what the Congress is experiencing. At a national stage, the BJP would compensate off with growing base. I mean, it could even repeat its 2009.
And what about the BJP's problem of plenty chief ministerial hopefuls in Rajasthan? How does that affect them? I think
one thing that has, one thing that has been demonstrated in election after election, there may be Mr. Gulab Chand Kataria, there may be Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Ma'am Rajay must be there, there must be a lot of people.
And Rajyavardhan Rathore himself
demonstrated the capacity. No, but the BJP has demonstrated its capacity to keep narrowing the margin. That's the problem for the Congress. Their base keeps growing.
Well, so Mr. Rajyavardhan Rathore, the Congress is imploding, footprint reducing, and skating on thin ice in Rajasthan. Next time we meet, are we going to meet you as the CM of Rajasthan?
No, that's not a question at all, because BJP is a cadre-driven party. It has an institution that decides who will lead, and there's a big difference. When you were speaking about chief ministerial candidates, the first thing that came into my mind was you're comparing a rogue force to a disciplined army. That is what is the difference between Congress and BJP. Imagine in BJP, Prime Minister Modi and the BJP can completely remove the entire cabinet in a state and yet win that state with a massive landslide margin. This is the discipline. Well, if you compare in Rajasthan as well, compare between Congress and BJP, the difference is very clear. The fight is very out in the open for the last 4 years. In BJP, there is no fight. It is being manufactured, if at all, by a few journalists. That's it. Very, very clear.
Chalo. Who better than an army man to know what discipline is all about? Now you're a politician as well, so always find fault with the media. That's the way it works. But thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1, where the Congress clearly losing the perception battle as they continue to fight. And on the other side,